Really, I'm kind of embarrassed by how much lighting equipment is in this room. And this is really only a small percentage of of the lighting equipment I've got. Kind of embarrassing. It's really embarrassing when people drop by. They're like, oh my God, look at your living room. It's pretty awful. I think a lot of people think I'm making these videos from my basement. This is a 2-story house. I'm the only person that lives here. This is not the basement, girlfriend. Recently I saw an article, but I've actually been watching this stuff. I think it has to do with a Me Too psychology, and I don't mean like the Me Too movement with women. I mean they're like, oh, I'm going to do that too. I heard that Norway is telling tourists to piss off because of their fjords, and there's some beautiful scenery. I'd love to actually see it myself. That would be wonderful. But what is up with? And I've always thought that that was incredibly disgusting. Well, you'll see these famous places like Yosemite and Yellowstone, but other places too. Like some toxic pools that are like bright neon green or bright neon blue. They're just full of toxic chemicals, but they make really neat photo opportunities. There's all these interesting sites that have become famous due to Instagram and other things, and I've seen pictures. The most fascinating pictures are not the pictures of this beautiful scenery, yeah? Like some famous photographer took a picture of, like there's these lavender fields. Everybody goes out there and they take a hot chick with them, and they pose dramatically and they're standing amongst the beautiful purple lavender. But the most fascinating pictures I've seen are not those places themselves, which are overdone, but pictures of like the 100 people with 100 tripods, that are taking. Why do you people do that? I mean, do you find? I mean, to me, because there is a psychology behind that. Like, if you get out of the car, and this is a serious question, and you see, like, 20 other people that are, like, lined up taking pictures, I mean, to me, that's disgusting. But what about 60 or 80 or 100? I mean, I've never been to Yellowstone or Yosemite, but if I went there with a camera, I would be so disgusted. I mean, I would actually find ways to take interesting shots. I'd get off the beaten trail and take interesting pictures of stuff that nobody else would think to take pictures of. But, like how do you people do that? It's like, I see 100 people crowded together that are like, they've all got their tripods out and they're all taking pictures of the same fucking thing. How the hell do you people do that? What is the psychology? I think it's Me Too. It's kind of like autographs where you like got some famous actor and everybody doesn't really give a crap about that actor. It's like, I want your autograph, Mr. Sean Connery or whoever the hell it is. And you'll see people take pictures, selfies of themselves like with some famous person in the background. They're completely insensitive. It's like, oh, I got one too. It's like, you got a picture? Yeah, I got a picture with him too. You got a signature of Brad Pitt? Yeah, I got a autograph from Brad Pitt too. Yeah, have you got a picture of that famous spot in Yosemite? Oh, yeah, I went there too. There were 100 other photographers taking a picture of the same thing at the same time I was, but I got a picture of it too. So it's this Me Too psychology or mentality. I'm assuming. You tell me where I'm wrong on that one. What is the psychological? Because I find that absolutely disgusting. Horrible. It could be super, super beautiful. It's like, well, this is why everybody wants to take a picture of this, because that's really, well, I can see it. And I've been to places like that in Key West, and like everybody's got to get a picture. Like, yeah, I've seen that on every postcard, and everybody in the world's got an iPhone picture of that same. To me, that's repulsive. It's, you've destroyed something. It's become destroyed and commercialized. It's been ruined. There are places like that in Florida that are like very sublime, and they are very popular because they're very beautiful, and they're like diving spots, for example. But they build up commercial stuff around them. They charge you to get in, and then there's a line to go do it and see it. Or you've destroyed it at that point. You've just bastardized it. You've ruined it. That's kind of like what happens to like beautiful young actresses. It's like, wow, that person is it. They got the look or whatever, and you feed them a lot of money and a lot of fame, and you end up like every super famous actor or actress gets bastardized and commercialized, and they end up within like a short period of time, like snorting crack and shooting heroin, and they for every 5 years in Hollywood they age 20 years. You ruin them. I just can't see how people get into that kind of photography. It's grotesque. It's horrific, and I've always been of the premise that nothing true is popular, nothing popular is true. I mean, there's lots and lots of amazing things to make images of, but the fact that you'll see like 100 people, also too, and even though I have a large number of tripods, I don't know, I got like a dozen tripods. Most of them are really good tripods. The amazing thing I see people do is they'll take tripods, like, it's really sunny, and they're not doing flash photography, just, they'll bring a tripod out somewhere. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, what are you shooting that at? What's the shutter speed? It'll be something decent, right? Even if they want to stop down, it'll be something it's like, why do you got that on a tripod again? Why? It amazes me that people bring tripods out for well-lit man, when I go to the bird sanctuary, I mean, it'll just be the sun will be beating down. Beating! And, you got birds are moving a little bit in the trees, so it's not like you're going to do a time exposure. And it's just blasting bright out. Blasting! And I'll see some peckerhead whip out his tripod. I was like, I've asked if he was like, hey buddy. Hey buddy! Hey buddy! This is what you say. You sound like a goober from the South. Also like, hey buddy! I'm like, what? What you whipping out that tripod for? It's like, I'm going to get a picture of that bird over there in the tree. Yeah, it'll be like 95 degrees and the sun is just beating. It's just beating the shit out of you. The sun is beating the crap out of you. He's like, oh, okay. You going to take a picture of that birdie? You need that tripod? With that, with that 400 millimeter 2.8 lens that your 400 millimeter 2.8, your Nikon D850 can't handle them slow shutter speeds and the scorching bright sunlight. Even if you're shooting at ISO 50, you're still cranked up and stopped down to f8, for example. You're still shooting at like 1/500th of a second. It's like, did you need that tripod, buddy? Did you need that tripod, buddy? Did you? What's the psychology behind that? Yeah. Like these horsing events, I know this is boring because I take a lot of horse pictures with the GFX 100. Yeah, it's kind of boring. Yeah, amazingly enough, I'm the only one out there with the camera. I mean, I might see one or two people with a couple little piece of shit cameras, some little dinky piece of crap. There's nobody out there. There's nobody. These aren't the best shots in the world. But it's a very idyllic, and there's a lot of opportunities. I'm the only one there with the camera. I just don't believe in going where the crowd's at. Man, you see a lot of people with tripods, and they're all lined up taking pictures of the same thing. I'm like, Was that graphic enough for you? Was that graphic enough? It's like, why do you people do that? Why? Why? Why do you people do that? It's bullshit. Mic drop.